So it's almost time for the kids to come in for lunch. Can you hear that? We never tell them what it is because we want them to be open to try anything new. The way that schools are structured really encourage students to see food as kind of a byproduct in the school day. Canada is one of the only developed countries that does not have a federal nutrition program in schools of any variety. So there's communities where there's amazing things happening, but mostly that's not the case. And I think that's the urgency. The opportunity we have here at school is to develop those healthy eating habits, not just about what they eat, but how they eat, and feel confident in preparing food and eating food and in trying new things. All this plant in the garden with purple flowers. See if you can find them. You see it? We got a ladybug. Ladybugs often distract us. Okay. I am in a unique position. I teach edible education as a prep. So I have the opportunity to teach every single student in the school once a week. Okay. We need to pull up the plant, and then where are the actual potatoes gonna be? What are these? Potato. They're a type of potato called warba potatoes. We're seeing this trend exist in society where children are more and more disconnected from where their food comes from. You get them in the garden, and they'll munch on kale, they'll eat lettuce, they'll pick peas, they'll harvest potatoes, and it just becomes natural. And LunchLAB really builds off of that. So food has always been a real passion of mine, and I actually came back to teaching from a different career. Met Chef TJ, who is a parent here at the school, and we started having conversations with Growing Chefs and Fresh Roots, which are two awesome and innovative nonprofits here in Vancouver, and began to dream, what could a lunch program look like, and how deeply could we get students involved in that?
I want to now move on to some of the favorite things that you learned in LunchLAB. I'm gonna go one by one this time, actually.
Probably how exhausting yet fun it is to feed 200 people.
Yeah, I agree with you.
LunchLAB is a fun and educational program that allows grade 6 and 7 students to be involved as chefs in preparing a meal for their peers. We train about 80 students a year, and they have the awesome opportunity to be able to work alongside chefs to learn skills of communication, knife and food safety, around how to work as a team.
We're on our 13th try, guys.
And that becomes something that they, week after week, become more confident in.
So it means it's ready.
I didn't ever think that just a bunch of kids could feed 200 students, so it's kind of cool.
When you make it yourself, it tastes better. Yeah, I think this is good.
My favorite thing is like working together with all the students and, working with chefs and learning a lot more about like kitchen rules and safety and creating food for other people that they enjoy eating. I really enjoy that.
The difference we see when students first come in, sometimes literally holding the knife upside down, where by the end, they know exactly what they're doing. It's all about getting it to be fun, communal. We all eat together. Students have choice. They can take the time they need. We deliberately give them more time. Lunch should be the most exciting part of a school day. And having that ability to just enjoy a meal together, I think, is so much of what it is to be human. Big debut, chicken adobo.
It's hard to express quickly why school food matters because it touches on so many different parts of our society. There's health, there's education, there's food security, food sovereignty, the environment, community economic development. There's all these pieces that school food can impact and will impact. The Coalition for Healthy School Food is the largest school food network in Canada, made up of over 260 nonprofit organizations from coast to coast to coast. And collectively, the coalition is advocating for public investment in a universal healthy school food program that would ensure all K-12 students have access to healthy food at school every day. I think LunchLAB is, one of the kind of exemplary programs in BC or across Canada, showcasing the potential for what school food can look like in the future with public investment.
LunchLAB is an awesome place to try new things and meet new people, and there's like always different foods and stuff and I think it's an awesome place. You really should come here because it has excellent food. It's always nice to have more friends and to try different foods, and you'll learn a lot. There's lots of cultures and different kinds of foods, foods from every country sometimes, and it's really cool because some of these foods I've never tried before.
Coconut pineapple curry, I didn't think I'd ever like that. And it sounded really gross to begin with, but I tried it and it actually tastes really nice.
You spent so much time preparing everything, and then when you get to try it, it's like, wow, this is really good, and it was made by 12-year-olds.
So up until this year, school food programs have been run through kind of a patchwork of funding and a school champion that has seen a need and started a program up from scratch. This year, 2023, is the first time we've seen dedicated funding for school meal programs in the BC budget. And this is the largest single investment in school food in Canadian history. And it's a really exciting time to see our collective advocacy spark something huge.
LunchLAB is possible because of how amazing this community is. Whether that's the chefs, whether that's the students, whether that's the parents. And I think this is where school districts need to work with the community that they have to imagine programs that are not just feeding children, but are engaging children, that are giving students an opportunity to have a voice. And I think that's a bit of a radical educational idea. And I'm really hopeful to see how LunchLAB can contribute to that movement here in BC.